Ukraine is accusing Russia of nuclear terror after explosions shook Europe's largest nuclear power plant for a second day in a row. Ukraine says Russian shells damaged 3 radiation detectors at the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. It came just a day after an attack that prompted warnings of a nuclear disaster from the UN's watchdog. Russia blames Ukraine for the strikes. Concerns about the plant have been growing since Russian forces seized it in March. And Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is urging a stronger response from allies. Take a listen.
There
is no such nation in the world that could feel safe when a terrorist state fired at a nuclear plant. God forbid, something irreparable happens, and no one will stop the wind that will spread the radioactive contamination. Therefore, a principled response of the international community to these Russian attacks on the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant, the largest in Europe, is needed now.
And for more, we want to bring in CNN's Nick Robertson. He joins us live from Kramatorsk. Good to see you, Nick. So what is the latest on those strikes on the nuclear power plant in Zaporizhzhia?
It's a static position at the moment. Russia has heavy weapons in place around that nuclear power facility. It is in a town that, or on the edge of a town that Russia has taken control of. It is a contested area, and there's no doubt that Ukraine is trying to target Russian forces. But the idea, as Russia alleges, that Ukraine is firing at the nuclear power plant don't seem to stand up to any sort of scrutiny. And there is a real danger, as Ukrainian officials say, and as the International Atomic Energy Agency Director General has said as well, there is a real danger that some of the facilities could get damaged if there were an accident, a misfire, or something landed off target near the facility that hit perhaps the spent fuel rod containment area, which allegedly has been hit. Is there a real risk of a massive nuclear meltdown on the fringes of Europe? That seems very unlikely. Is this going to be a contested military site around a very sensitive area? Yes, and that seems to be the reason why the International Atomic Energy Agency are calling to have their inspectors there. It would certainly benefit Ukraine if there were independent international eyes around that nuclear facility who were able to say, yes, Russia is placing its heavy armaments dangerously close, but all the satellite-generated intelligence and imagery already seems to support that case.
And Nick, tell us more about the fighting on the Eastern Front. What are you learning?
It's active. This is a very, very active military region. The air raid sirens in the city we're in, and we're not at the front lines here, goes off routinely. You can hear the heavy impacts of shelling. I can hear some now. They've been going on sporadically. That's probably many miles, many kilometers away. But as you get closer to the front lines, you can hear the heavier shelling outgoing and incoming. This is very much a sort of an artillery standoff military fight that's going on here. Deeper trenches are being dug, reinforcements are being made, but it's right at the very, very front line where the real hard work of soldiers in the trenches is happening.
Deep in the woods at Ukraine's Eastern Front, troops dig in. Trenches here are lifesavers.
We're put here where the fighting is fierce. We took our portion of shelling here, and some of our comrades were injured.
The faces of the troops here tell a story that words cannot. This is tough duty. 5 days at the front, 10 days resting here nearby. They joke about living like hobbits, underground, away from the shelling.
When Ukrainian officials talk about the HIMARS rocket system and the M777 artillery helping hold their line, these are the lines they're talking about.
And these are the soldiers with the hard fight to make sure it does hold. He says We hold the line. It's humid, it rains, shells hit us all the time, but we hold the defense. There is no other way. Of course, the shelling gets on your mind, Artem tells me. His buddy Vitaly adding, but you get used to it. Both set on victory, they say. To get to the very front line, we cross fields littered with Russian rockets.
All these trees here, they're telling us, were taken out by shelling.
Conditions here, very Spartan. The Russians less than a mile away. Days here when troops can't leave their bunkers. Russia outguns them 5 times.
This is where the next phase of the war will be won or lost, in trenches like this that stretch for hundreds of miles. Troops like this holding the line against a possible Russian advance.
We manage, the officer says. We've come here to stop the enemy. We just take it, sit it out, and keep on fighting. An incoming shell punctuates his thought. More weapons, more armor, he says, and it could be us advancing.
So when I hear those shells going off that we can hear, they've been going off as that story was running there. We know that there are soldiers sitting under those front lines, in those bunkers, taking those incoming shells and waiting to return fire when they can. Out there, it feels very much like the trenches of World War I or World War II. That's the kind of frontline situation here right now.
All right, Nick Robertson in Kramatorsk in Ukraine. Thank you so much for that report. Appreciate it.